Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are going to discuss LangGraph. What is LangGraph and why use LangGraph? Mainly, we use LangGraph for building a agentic AI workflow. With the help of LangGraph, you can build AI agents, and so that's why the LangGraph is very popular. I think those who are going to build AI agent, I think the LangGraph is a framework every developer should know. Because with the help of LangGraph, you can build scalable AI agents. First, let me tell you that what is LangGraph. LangGraph is created by LangChain. I think you learned LangChain. If you haven't learned LangChain, and what is LangChain if you don't know, so first you have to understand the LangChain, okay? Because the LangGraph come from the LangChain community. Mainly, some of the cases depend on the LangChain, okay? So LangGraph is an open source AI agents framework designed to build, deploy, and manage complex generative AI agents workflow. Mainly with the help of LangGraph, you can build AI agents. It provides a set of tools and libraries that enables users to create, run, and optimize large language model. It is scalable and efficient manner. Okay, because with the help of LangGraph, you can make investigate AI agents. I think already the people are building into AI workflow using LangGraph. So why use LangGraph? Okay, why use LangGraph? So LangGraph workflow is not linear. Okay, you can see if you know the LangChain workflow is linear. Okay, you cannot roll back the workflow if you use LangChain. Okay, it's linear, sequential. Okay, but in case of LangGraph, it's not linear. Okay, you can do many things at a time. You can back your flow. You can pause the time, and you can actually do many things using LangGraph. Like this, the real world AI agent assistant might do something like they understand the user query. Like suppose the user ask some query, so understand the user query, decide which tool is used needed for this task, call Google search when needed, analyze the result, and call another tool if needed, and generate final response. But in case of LangChain, it's not possible. You can't do many things. Okay. But if you can do this with the help of Python code or many or simple agent you can build with the help of LangChain, but it's not the scalable or not useful in industry. Okay, it's normal agentic system you can build using LangChain, but it's not work. But LangGraph they use graph. Okay, so you can like LangChain can decide which tool when needed based on the condition they calling the tool. Okay, like loops, like there is LangGraph provide builds in support for loops, branching, decision, retrace, memory state, multi-agent workflows. Okay, so instead of hacking logic manually, LangGraph is giving a clear architecture. Because if you don't use LangChain, you have to write many kind of Python codes to build this kind of architecture. But this is not a good, okay, for in case of building any agentic AI workflow. That's why language give you all the requirement like loops, branching, memory state, multi-agent workflow. That's why language is very useful. So what is the difference between LangGraph and LangChain? This is very important. Most beginner they confuse that what is the difference between LangGraph and LangChain. Let's clearly compare LangGraph and LangChain. In case of LangChain, the simple chain, okay, sequential pipeline. They build sequential pipelines, one-shot LLM workflows like this: prompt, model, answer. Okay, this type of things you can do LangChain. But LangGraph is designed for multi-step reasoning, decision-based flows, loops, and recursion, long-running agents. Because in case of LangChain, you can't build a parallel workflows. It's all the workflows sequential workflow. Okay, sequential means just one workflow's output can be the input of the other's workflow. Okay, this is how the LangChain works. Okay, but in case of LangGraph, you can build parallel workflow, conditional workflow, because based on the condition that LangGraph decide which tool need to call, or which function need to call. Okay, and also you can build parallel workflow. Parallel workflow means you can run many workflows at a time, because you don't depend on other workflow. They are defined, okay, independent. Okay, this is how you can build this type of workflow using LangGraph. But in case of LangChain, you can't do this. For example, LangChain is a like a state road. Okay, you can get idea, but from this example, and LangGraph is like a city map with multiple routes. LangGraph has a multiple routes. Okay, but in case of LangChain, is a state road. That's why LangGraph is much better when building a real agent system. How LangGraph works? LangGraph works based on execution graphs. It has three key building blocks: nodes, edges, and state. Okay. Each nodes perform a function such as calling a LLM, using a tool, querying a database, summarizing output. And edges. Edges decide what happens next. For example, agent, tool, agent. And state. State is the memory shared across nodes. So every nodes get the updated context. Example workflow: user input, agent node, tool node, agent node, final output. I think you can't understand in this context, because this is a very practical things. If you when I show you in practical, you can understand better way how actually LangGraph works. Okay, it's a nodes, edges, and state. There are 3-4 steps you could to follow to build any LangGraph workflow. Okay, this is how LangGraph useful, very useful. And if you like this particular video, and in the next video I'll come with the practical part, so that time you can have a more understanding that how LangGraph actually works, and how you can build a agentic workflow using LangGraph. So if you like this particular video, please thumbs up, and if you have any query, please let me know in the comment section.